Hey, Astro Baddies and Daddies, this is Wine Astrology, the podcast for the witchy and the bitchy. Hello, Astro Baddies and Daddies, welcome back. This is Wine Astrology, the podcast for the witchy and the bitchy. I'm your host, Nicole.
And I'm Luini.
And today we have a guest joining us. I am so excited for today's episode topic because I think we're going to get in touch with our witchy side, especially for Scorpio season. We have a guest and her name is Summer, and she is a tarot reader. And we're going to have a deep dive talk. And it's going to be all about tarot, its connection to astrology, and maybe how some of us can start our own tarot journey. So welcome, Summer. Please tell us all about you. And we're going to ask you the famous Astro question on the show. What is your big three?
Awesome. Well, hi, I'm so excited to be on the show to chat all things tarot. I'm a big fan of the podcast. I've been listening to you guys in all your other seasons. So thanks for having me on. I'm Summer. I've been reading tarot for, my first tarot deck was when I was 13. And then I really started to dive into it, I would say 12 years ago. So I've been reading for about 12 years. And yeah, I love it. I think there's just so much you can learn about yourself. And it's also a good thing to chat with girlies about, right? Everyone loves to hear about tarot. And my big three, I'm a Virgo sun and Scorpio moon and Scorpio rising, which is great for Scorpio season. But I'm also a Libra stellium. My Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter is all in the 12th house of Libra. So yeah.
Oh my God, you're full of surprises. I was not expecting that. The Virgo sun threw me off. I was like, oh my God.
I'm the least Virgo ever. Like, I've had astrologers look at my chart and they're like, you are literally the least Virgo person I've ever met.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. I mean, like Scorpio Scorpio rising and moon, like definitely makes sense, especially if you're a tarot reader. And the fact you've been doing it since you were 13, like who got you your first deck and how did your parents feel about their 13-year-old daughter coming home with a tarot deck?
So funny. That's a great question. So actually how I kind of got into witchcraft is my best friend and I, her mom had all these like Wicca books and we just kept stealing them and doing our own like spells and friendship spells and all this fun stuff. And then remember, or do you guys know the store like Spencer's?
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
I think I just like saw a tarot deck there when I was 13 and I bought it. And then I took it home and I don't know if my parents like knew or anything, but my mom was super into astrology. She was super into kind of mediumship and stuff. So I think, we talked all about that stuff. So it wasn't super weird for her that I was into this. She kind of loved it. So my dad, I don't think he really noticed as much. He was just like, whatever, girl stuff.
That's really cute. A lot of my friends who really are into some form of spirituality or like being a witch, whenever they tell me about how they got into it, they're always like, yeah, like my parents were like totally fine with it. It's always like the mom. They're like, yeah, my mom was already into astrology or like Wicca or anything like that. So, I mean, my mom wasn't. I remember I tried reading tarot for a little bit, and I was somebody where if I didn't like what I saw on the cards, I would just like reshuffle and just like keep going again and again and again. And I was just like in this really bad toxic relationship with my tarot cards. So I like took a break from it. But I remember when I first got my deck, my mom was like, what the hell is this? And why do you have a room full of rocks? Because I remember having like my crystals too at that time.
I can't believe she called them rocks.
I know. I was like, do you know how expensive this big ass rose quartz was? Like, do not come for my rose quartz. But no, I'm like so happy to hear that because yeah, a lot of my friends who are into astrology or tarot, Wicca or anything like that, they're able to like really just like own it because they always had like a super supportive parent. So
yeah, thank you. And also, it's really funny about your relationship with tarot because, girl, you and me both, I still have a really rocky relationship with tarot. I hate reading for myself. Whenever I read it, I'm like, don't love that. So I'm gonna, but I always have to have this non-bias thing. I way prefer reading for other people because my bias doesn't get involved.
Yeah, I do that all the time. So I took a break, but I don't know, after like making my notes and like doing some like little extra research for this episode. I'm like, do I want to get back with my tarot ex and like let's see how it goes? So
I mean, toxic relationships do love to rear their ugly heads during Mercury
oh my
retrograde.
god, yeah,
So
that's
it's
so
a
on brand.
perfect time to get back into it.
Yeah.
How many readings do you do? Like, do you do a lot? Because for me too, I've met some people who are professional tarot readers, and I'm just like, how are you not energetically drained? Like, I've met people who are like, yeah, I did like a bunch. Like, my sister actually the other day was at work, and I guess for Halloween, they had a tarot reader come in. And so my sister said the line was so long, and she waited for, I don't know how long, but I believe her when she said it was for a while to get a reading. So she was very happy with her reading. She said hers was like pretty accurate, and it kind of made her cry. But I just kept thinking, like, that poor woman must have been so, like, energetically, like, drained and tired. Like, how could somebody sit there and do a reading for, like, 20 people? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is very energetically draining. So for a while, I was doing a ton of readings. So I was doing, with my full-time job, I was probably doing maybe 10 a week for a while. And like, I was like, yeah, it's a great side gig. But I was like, I was getting like anxious before every reading because I was like, oh my gosh, I have so many going on. So I currently have a few clients that I still do. I have like my kind of like my grandmothered in clients who I will do readings for. And I think I'm going to open my books up again because I am like urging to kind of like want to do it again for other people because people keep coming to me. They like my readings. And so it is energetically draining, but I would say that I have maybe like 5 to 10 clients that I've kept on. But I'm going to open those up soonish, I think, in the new year and do some like year ahead readings for people. But I still love to do it at those, like I used to do also workplace tarot. So I would have people, it would be like 3 hours of just people coming at me. And at the end, you're just like, woof. But it's kind of when you're in that spirit, you're just kind of words are coming out. You're just in the zone. And so you don't really notice how tired you are until after. And you're like, no one talk to me, please. I need a bath. I'm good. But in the moment, you're just like all these signals are coming through and messages and, because you're working with also just your intuition and guides and just kind of, you're just going. You're being a vessel. And then, yeah, you get super tired.
Okay, yeah. So it probably just like hits you after kind of thing.
Exactly.
Do you have like any like cleansing or like, I don't know, like any rituals that you do after like you do a reading to just be like, okay, now I gotta like get like zen, just like clear my mind? Because also too, if you're doing readings for people who are maybe going through like, I don't know, like a tough time in their life or going through something, do you ever feel like, okay, like I can feel this person's energy, like it's very anxious and like I don't want to take that home with me? I don't know, like how does that go for you after a reading?
Yeah, so I have like a ritual that I do before, and just to make sure like I tons of space and I'm, talking to guides and my guide and just be like, anything that's coming out of my mouth to that person, it's only going to be for the highest good. And so I like have that boundary. And then when it comes to the end of it, and I'm just like, if I feel like I do a closing ceremony as well. I also like go the guides. I say, thank you for your time here, for giving me the messages that need to be here. And then I'm a walker. I love to walk. I feel like that's the most grounding thing ever, but I will do kind of, just like a closing ceremony, light a candle. I also have Reiki, my level 2 Reiki. So I will kind of do some Reiki on myself. I'll have my quartz wand and kind of take things off and do some smoking. So I think like even when I do a reading, from the opening of it, the reading itself and the closing, it's a pretty long process because you do want to make sure that you bring the energy back to yourself and not have everything lingering.
That sounds like a lot of work because you have a job and then you're doing tarot. Like, girl, oh my God, I'd be so sleepy. I'd be so tired.
Yeah.
Winnie, you don't have any cards, right? You haven't done any readings for yourself? Like,
No, I've actually never really played around with tarot. I've always had other people do readings for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I would be just like you guys, and if I don't like the card that I draw, it's going right back in. We're reshuffling. I was like, no, the universe, you got your messages twisted. We're gonna work something else out. This was not for me. So knowing that about myself is the reason why I haven't delved into tarot, just because I know how I am. Denial is not just a river in Egypt, it is also my middle name, apparently. So until I really master that, I will leave the tarot reading to the professionals.
Oh my god, that's so funny. So you don't even have a deck either, eh? You're like, no, I would rather just have somebody do the reading for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have my big sister, not my literal big sister because I'm the eldest, but I was in a sorority and my big got me a tarot book, and it's actually like tarot and tequila, so it pairs tequila cocktail recipes with each of the cards in a tarot deck.
That is so cool.
It's an amazing book with some delicious recipes, and clearly she knows me very well. So that is the closest thing that I own to a tarot deck, but I don't actually have one. My sister reads tarot, and she actually got her first deck at a thrift store. Like, she found it.
Nice.
And there's one that she's saving up for. And I don't know, I'm not really thinking of doing gifts this year for Christmas, but a little birdie told me that Elvira might come out with a tarot deck. So I feel like I need to get that for my sister. Maina, close your ears. Okay, like, don't listen to this part of the episode. But yeah, I feel like I'm definitely the kind of person that would like to gift a tarot deck.
I heard it's good to gift tarot decks. It's always nice to receive them as a gift. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's like this big myth that it's like, oh, if you give one, like, you're never supposed to buy your first one for yourself. But I think, like, giving a tarot deck, because that kind of myth is there, I think it's always a great gift idea. Winnie and Nicole, our friend Julie, she has a fashion tarot deck, which is super cool because she's super into fashion.
Of course
so
she does.
I know, it's really, really cute.
So on brand.
Yeah.
That is so cute.
That's really funny because this probably isn't relevant, but I want to talk about it anyway. So, you know how people talk about, like, 6 degrees of separation? I feel like Summer and I have, like, 2 degrees of separation, and we were always going to, like, come across each other in some way, because we had so many mutual friends and none of them are friends. Okay, so we have 3 mutual friends in common who are not friends with each other, and yet we knew all of them. So Julie, who Summer just mentioned, and we've spoken about Julie multiple times on the podcast as well. Hey girl, congrats on your little bundle of joy, baby van. Julie actually connected me with Summer.
Okay.
Because she was like, when we were both working at that place that shall not be named, Julie and I worked there together. We talked about being strong women raised by strong women.
Yeah.
And astrology and everything. And she's like, my best friend, Summer, loves astrology. You would love her. You have to meet her. You have to meet her. We finally met each other. Added each other on Facebook. She goes, oh, the place you work at now, one of my good friends, Julia, works there. So we knew Julia that way. Then we went out to dinner, just the 2 of us, and Summer goes, how do you know Bebo? And I'm like, what?
Oh.
So another friend of mine from university, they went to school together.
Yeah.
So it was literally, I was just like, forget 6 degrees. Like, girl, we were going to be friends regardless. The universe was not letting us escape each other.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Right? I was like, how does
Absolutely
this happen?
Not. I'm so happy. I know. Thank God the universe for putting us together, because I love you, Winnie. You're so great.
You're great. We always have the best time when we're together. It's great.
I know.
So much so that I think for the first time on an episode, we're going to be able to drink the same wine as our guest.
I'm so excited for that. Like, I cannot wait for us to, like, talk about the wine and experience it together. Like, it's going to make such a difference. I don't know. I'm so pumped because, like, you're right, for the first time.
Yeah.
And God knows how many episodes. We finally had
a lot of episodes.
I feel very honored to be able to drink this wine with you ladies.
I'm so excited. I'm actually very excited. Okay, we're going to get into the wine, guys, because Winnie did buy this wine a while ago, and it looks so delicious, and it's been sitting in my fridge for the past couple weeks. So every time I open up that fridge, I'm like smacking my lips. I'm just like, this shit looks so good. I can't wait to crack this bottle open. So let's get into it. The bottle is so pretty. Did you open yours yet, Summer?
Yeah, I was letting it aerate. So I was, but like just 5 minutes before the podcast started.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So hopefully she's like not too warm or anything.
Oh no.
So guys, we're all gonna be drinking a wine from Katla Wines, and it's called Hunty. Love the name.
Yes.
I know. Winnie picked this one. Okay, this is very Winnie.
I didn't actually pick this
Oh, you
wine.
did.
So when we were doing the planning for this season, Nicole and I decided we're not going to do just your standard LCBO wine pick every week. And I reached out to a lot of wine shops in Toronto. Grape Witches was one of the ones that responded to me, and I wanted to make the selection a little bit more curated. So I didn't want to just like go and pick a wine. So when I was emailing back and forth with Lauren, who works for Grape Witches, she was like, okay, how about we do this? You pick an episode topic, and I'll see if I can find a wine that matches the vibe. Sort of like what we did with Deanna from Loop Line for our Descendant episode. So Lauren picked Hunty by Katla when I told her we're going to talk about a bunch of things. We're also thinking of doing more esoteric topics that aren't necessarily astrology related. And I mentioned tarot as one of the possible episode topics. And she sent me 2 choices. I can't recall what the other choice was right now, but Hunty definitely caught my eye the most just because, one, she's so pretty in pink. And we all know how I feel about pink and purple. Love pink. And the label, which we'll get into as well when Nicole talks about the wine some more. So this was the obvious choice. But yes, I want to give credit where it's due. Thank you, Lauren, for selecting this wine for this episode. And of course, you can pick it up at Grape Witches at either their Dundas West location or their Waterworks location in Toronto.
I love that Grape Witches is making another wine appearance once again. But
Right.
they have the best selections.
Just the hits. The hits don't stop from Grape Witches.
Yes. The bottle is definitely very cute and has witchy vibes. And it's like a sparkling wine that's like half rosé, half orange. She's very unique and out there. If I had to give this bottle of wine a personality, I'm going to say Sagittarius.
I'm dead. It's giving. It's giving Sagittarius.
It's giving, right? Yeah, it's giving Sag a little bit. So bear with me, guys, because this wine it's a German wine and it's made with a grape that's like kind of like funny sounding. I've never heard of this grape before.
What is it? Tell us.
Like, okay, it's made with a grape. It's 50% of Huckschelrebe. Huckschelrebe. I think Huckschel. It's supposed to be German, so Huckschelrebe, something like that. Do you see what I'm seeing, Summer, on the
Where's the
Hucksch? Yeah, the one that starts with an H. Like Hex?
Hex.
ELREBE. I pulled that off of Grape Witch's website too. And I had to like look up how to pronounce it. But it's German. It's like a German grape. Huckschelrebe. Yes, I think you said it better than me for sure.
But I believe you.
So it's like 50% of that grape, and then like 25% Pinot Blanc, 20% Riesling, 5% Regent grapes. So there's a lot happening with this girl.
Love
Like
a Pinot Blanc.
she is out there, and also the notes sound absolutely amazing. Okay, because we're gonna get ginger beer, we're gonna get lemon soda, guava, grapefruit, baked spices, and she's gonna be a little salty and aromatic. So this wine definitely sounds very unique. Again, a German wine from a region called Rheinhessen. And also the label's absolutely gorgeous, guys. It's a label made by a drag artist, and their Instagram handle is @James.thecreature. So if you do want to check out their art, or the artist, please go do that.
I believe James is on it.
Yes, that's him. Yeah,
it
that's
is
them.
him.
Yeah. Looks amazing. And this wine is also really unique too because so not only are we getting different grapes, but they're all partially fermented separately. So some grapes are going to see a semi-carbonic maceration, and then others are going to be pressed directly like in a stainless steel. So they're all kind of doing their own separate things, and then they're all going to be blended together, and then they're going to finish their fermentation in the bottle. So like there's a lot happening here, but I like it. She's big, she's bold, she's beautiful, she has personality.
Sounds extra, just like the label.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I love
The
when
label's giving me an 8 of Pentacles. Sorry, 9 of Pentacles for sure.
Now I want to see what that looks like.
Yes, I will have to. I'll find it and then I'll show you. But it's about like feeling fabulous in yourself and just like it's. I always like to give it the like. It's like one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's just like it's like my feeling yourself or like treat yourself kind of card. It's just like
Ooh, I see that.
Yeah, like I matter. I'm fabulous, and yeah, I'll find it and then I'll show you guys. But
I agree, but also you're the expert, so I agree with the expert. So
like whatever you say.
Oh, I love that you have the deck there. What deck is that one? That's the one that's most commonly used.
This is the Rider-Smith-Waite deck. Yeah, so it's the traditional one. I also have like my favorite one, like which is based off of the traditional deck, but it's like retro looking. So this is the Dawn Aquarius tarot deck.
Ooh.
I don't know if she has a new list out or deck out, but I'm trying to find the 9 of Pentacles in this one because it could be super psychedelic looking.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, here's what it looks like. And
yes, okay, I could see that too.
Yeah, that's what's giving me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it doesn't have the grapes on there. Okay, I swear, guys, I'm not lying. It has really fun grapes there. Okay, so I'm ready to pop this. Well, this also, guys, this doesn't have a cork. It's just going to be a cap, so it's going to be. That's what it's going to sound like when we open it. All right, let's get her going. Oh, are you going to show?
This is what we're doing right now, ladies. The 3 of Cups.
Oh,
we're cheers.
Yes,
that is so cute.
Summer's the one with the red cape.
So I love that. Yeah, anytime we have something that we talk about, she's gonna just pop out a card and be like, "Yeah, so this moment right now reminds me of this card."
I feel like I see it.
I love that. All right,
so 3 of Cups. Okay,
I'm gonna crack this open, and then we can all do a fun little cheers. Guys, I'm so excited.
Me too. Oh, it looks so good.
I know. I don't know why. I kept going. I was like, wait, this one's Winnie's. All right, Summer. Oh, yay. Okay, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh.
Interesting. You never know with a German wine, but I like this.
So I definitely taste the grapefruit. The grapefruit's like very prominent for me.
It is citrusy.
Yes, really citrusy. Oh my god. Is when you try to decipher it? We're all trying to decipher it right now.
No, I'm not so familiar with German wines, so I'm just like I'm trying to take in the flavor profiles. I'm like, what am I drinking?
I'm definitely getting grapefruit.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of lemon. I feel like she's a little bit dry.
She's dry and like it has good acidity. Like I know it's acidic because my mouth is watering. But it's really juicy.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is for sure. Mainly grapefruit for me.
Katla, I like you. Oh,
I thought you were gonna say butt. Sorry.
No, for me, like... I'm tasting like fresh strawberries.
Oh.
But like not fully ripened.
Okay. I'm getting a little bubble gum.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I'm tasting like bubble gum a little bit, but I'm trying to think. What would be the closest?
Lemon soda.
Because it said, like, you mentioned guava and everything, right? Like,
I know, I'm trying to see if I can taste the guava.
I can't, but
yeah.
I can definitely, it's very fruit forward. Like, I can smell tropical fruit in the aromatics. I just don't know the flavor.
I know, I can't nail the aromatics. That's what threw me off. Like, I don't know what I'm getting with the aromatics. Yeah. Guys, you see Whitney right now. She's really dissecting it.
Because
and Summer, you guys are so funny.
Before, I just can't put my finger on what I think it is.
I don't know. The smell's earthy to me.
Yes, it's very earthy.
Yeah.
Almost like bean sprouts or something.
Oh, okay then.
Because I was like, it's not fruity.
No, the smell is earthy and like not in a bad way, but I'm thinking, like grass or like soil. I don't know. Maybe that's just, I think because what, I don't know.
Like bean sprouts, mushrooms.
Okay, yes. Okay, I agree
like
with the
that's
mushrooms.
What I'm smelling.
That's what I'm getting for the nose, for sure.
It's very funky.
So that's the only thing. The aromatics threw me off from what I was tasting because I'm like getting the grapefruit, but then I'm like, it smells like earth. And like not in a bad way, but just smells like earth.
It's definitely earthy. I think, but I think that's probably what's throwing you off because the juiciness does make you think it's fruity. And like it tastes fruity. It's just
But like this,
I did overall. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, overall, this is a good wine, guys. Like, we were just really trying to decipher. Again, she's just like, she kind of threw us off. I like that. She's just different and unique. Like, you think you know her, but you don't. Like, and that's why we were like all silent for a second. We're like, what? I don't know how to describe this wine. It's definitely unique. Like you said, funky, and like funky's not bad. I think that's like a fun way to describe it too.
Yeah, it's a fun wine.
I like it, and I was trying to find the word to say because I don't want it to sound what I'm gonna say to make it sound like a bad wine because it has like that cat pee smell. But I was just like, there's a note that smells like that, and I googled. I was just like, hey, I want to say this. This is a note for wine, and it's something that's familiar with Sauvignon Blanc.
Yes,
is
very
that type
prevalent in the New Zealand Sauvignons.
Yeah, like you get that heart. But it's delicious. But I think that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, what is this smell that but it's great. I like it. It's a really good tasting wine.
So I take back, she may look like a Sagittarius, but I think she's an Aquarius.
Love. Yeah, I can get Aquarius. I can get on with the Aquarius for sure.
Okay, perfect. So now we're going to get into some of the good stuff about tarot.
Yeah.
But I know that we kind of want to touch the history a little bit.
Yes.
So
when I was doing my reading about the history of tarot, it was actually quite interesting. And I read up about it mostly on Encyclopedia Britannica. So I basically wanted to know kind of when it originated, when it was traced back to. I know that there are recorded instances of tarot like cards being used before this, but from my research it is said that tarot originated in Italy during the 15th century and that it was more so used as a card game. So they said that it was invented, and I don't like that word because I feel like invented or first recorded, not really the same thing, but whatever. But it was said that during the 1430s in Italy, tarot was invented by adding a bunch of cards to an already pre-existing card deck. So it's basically like an addition to the 52, is it 52 cards, the normal card deck? Or like 50, whatever
70, it is. 78, right?
No, not for tarot deck, but like a card game.
Oh, like regular card deck? I think it's 52, 54.
So, basically, they were adding these extra cards to a pre-existing card deck to expand the scope of the games that they were playing. So, this happened during the 1430s, and they basically added a new suit of cards to a pre-existing deck, and these cards were specifically illustrated cards to be and they were called trionfi. I think I pronounced that right. Italians, don't come for me.
Germans, don't come for me with the grape.
But the trionfi, otherwise known as triumphs, were basically trump cards added to a game to override the value of the bigger cards that were already in play during the game.
Mm-hmm.
So each of the trionfi were basically allegorical illustrations, which kind of stayed with the theme of the eventual tarot decks when they were started to be used for cartomancy or divination. But basically, since their purpose was to be superior to the other 4 suits already in play, they were also known as trump cards. I know that's a very polarizing word these days, but that is basically the English equivalent to what these cards symbolized. It wasn't until the 18th century that it was reported that these cards were starting to be used for divination, and that was because of a gentleman named Antoine Court de Javelin, and he was a Protestant pastor in France during the 1780s that decided to record his belief that tarot cards or decks, including tarot cards, were being used in ancient Egypt for the purpose of divination. This has not been, like, nobody confirmed this. This guy kind of just saw some women reading cards one day in the street and, like, came up with this theory, but he was the first to put pen to paper and make this a mainstream thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is evidence that playing cards, whether they were included cards that had the tarot symbols on them or not, were already being used to do readings and fortune telling before that. So just like the regular 52 card deck were already being used for that. But it wasn't until this guy came along and was like, yes, this is not just a game. This serves a higher purpose. And then another French gentleman, his name was Jean-Baptiste Aliette, and he went by the name Italia or Itala, something like that. Basically, his last name spelled backwards. He was the first person to actually create a tarot deck, irrespective of the playing cards, that was meant solely for cartomancy and divination.
Mm-hmm.
So this was in 1781 in France. And he was also the first person who was like a professional psychic and did tarot professionally, like in recorded history. It was this French dude. Okay.
Whoa.
Not the pastor, this one. He was also the first person to design what we consider to be like the modern tarot deck with the 78 cards and the major and minor arcana.
Mm-hmm.
So, do I believe that Egyptians were reading tarot cards? Do I believe that Egyptians were doing divination with cards? Yes. Were they the tarot cards that we know today as the standard tarot deck? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And also, just because, how would this man know? I'm just skeptical of that. But I think he kind of took a concept in the fact that, the people were using this as a form of entertainment and card games.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of went along on a different path because, as we know, France and Italy were both super Catholic.
Yeah.
So I don't think that having tarot or any other esoteric sort or form of divination, spirituality, anything like that would have gone over well.
Yes.
during that time period. So I can also kind of understand why people played into the card game aspect of it before it became popularized as a form of fortune telling, essentially. I also, when I was doing my research, I also thought it was kind of funny that most of the decks that we have today, like the deck that Summer was showing us, they are based on decks that were hand drawn, you know, decades and centuries ago. I think the most popular one that they mentioned was the Tarot de Marseille. So all of the deck was drawn in that way, including the traditional cards. So like the Ace of Spades or like the Queen of Clubs, all of that stuff was drawn in the traditional way. And then eventually they just like got rid of those cards.
Oh.
Like they were meaningless. Meanwhile, we know that as far back as the 13th century, people were using regular playing cards the way that we use tarot now. So it was interesting to me. It got lost in translation why that was, but it made me kind of curious to know what meanings were being assigned to those cards before we got our standard tarot deck. But yeah, we don't have to talk about that too much. It's just a question that I'm gonna ponder and research on my own. But I just thought it was interesting.
That's funny because my research went like so I have a book. It's from, I can't see the author's name, but it's called Holistic Tarot. It's like a thick ass book. Let me tell you.
Oh, that big.
That big one.
See it.
It's really big. I'm actually gonna pull it because I want to know if you've ever seen it, Summer. So it's from Ben Bell Wen. Have you ever seen this one before? Can you see it?
I've heard of it. I haven't read that one. I don't have that one, but I have seen it.
Thick. It's thick.
It's like a dictionary.
Yeah. And they have like this whole big section at the front where they talk about the history of tarot. So, I mean, from what my research told me was that like originally tarot kind of came out of the European Renaissance when it was kind of a time known for its art and philosophy. And that tarot was created in rebellion to like the strict religious society that existed because of the church around that time. And it was known as a card game in the 15th century in Italy. But she says, or they actually don't even know, I'm sorry. The author says that the earliest form of playing cards had originated actually in China, and that records go as far back as the Tang dynasty. And their cards were full of like mythical and cultural references to their time, and they were used originally for games, not divination. But it was believed that the predecessor to tarot was because they said that the emperor's concubines had entertained themselves by using the cards for divination and like trying to, see their future.
Oh my god, I love that. She's like, so who is gonna be his new main?
Yes.
Let the cards tell us.
But then around at the same time, we have the Korean peninsula under the Silla kingdom. And apparently Korean shamans were shooting divination arrows that were made out of feathers, like bird feathers and bamboo. And they were believed to reveal the future and show hidden knowledge to shamans that they would then share to interpret with warlords and soldiers. And then later, these arrows got reinterpreted into silk strip cards, and they were etched with insignia, and they were organized into 8 suits. So then you had men, you had fish, you had crows, peasants, antelopes, stars, rabbits, and horses, and then they were numbered from 1 to 9. So a lot of people kind of believe that tarot, or like at least cards in general, had originated or came from the East. So then, like when you said, the trade eventually brought the cards to Egypt, and then they created a set of cards consisting of 4 suits, which were polo sticks, coins, swords, and cups. And then those merchants had brought cards from Central Asia to Europe. And so then now I think we ended up where Winnie was, where she took off. So
in Italy.
In Italy. So now we're in Italy.
And eventually in France with that one man. So I guess he wasn't wrong about Egypt. He just started at the wrong point. Like he skipped the first half of the story. He started the book, like opened it in the middle, and then started reading.
But it's crazy because apparently, playing cards, it was very popular in Italy and Spain, but there were many laws at the time that were prohibiting people from playing these cards. But at the same time, the rule was like only the wealthy was exempt from those rules. I would
Of
want to say,
course, the wealthy is the
because
only one exempt from everything.
because it was considered like an intellectual pursuit, right? So only the rich could do it. So yeah, it's like it has such a muddy but really interesting background in history. Can I fully say where I think it originated from? No, I think it was really interesting though that like the earliest form of playing cards were said to have originated in China. I think that's really cool. But I don't know, Summer, like, do you know anything about the history, or you're just like, nah, I'm good?
No, I was listening because I was in. I find it fascinating when you guys are talking about it. So there is a lot of people in the tarot community who are going back and forth and are like, where was it originated? I think, Winnie, you made a point about like, can we prove it was Egypt? There's a lot of people who are like, it never was in Egypt, and then there's people who are like, it was only in Italy, or So I think the with the China, I'm like, it's like where the playing cards had originated from. I mean, when we're thinking about a regular playing card deck, are we also saying that is like the cousin to tarot? Like where do we kind of draw the line where it's like, this is actually influenced by playing cards and this was influenced by tarot? I think we need to figure out in this web of playing cards and tarot, like what is the actual like familial lineage or like where it's going. So I'm kind of with you guys. I'm like, I don't know where the actual, and I don't think anyone's ever going to know the actual origins of tarot. I think overall people kind of go off of the Italy Renaissance, like that era. But I find it really interesting to hear about, Egypt and China and even more ancient civilizations of like what they had as playing cards and moving over to like, did it influence tarot in some way?
Yeah. It's definitely a very mysterious history background for sure. But that's okay. I mean, I'm happy that we have tarot, so there's that.
Exactly. It's like we don't know exactly how it came to be, but we're happy that it is here. The last thing before we get into our tarot astrology kind of discussion is that eventually, once tarot cards had their successful divorce from playing cards and tarot decks became their own thing, with cards that were their own suit, so to speak, the tarot deck became divided into the major and the minor arcana. So basically, I was trying to read about, I was like, what separates cards in the major arcana from cards in the minor arcana? And the source that I found was this really interesting website called The Tarot Lady. And I really enjoyed the way that she kind of like laid out all of her information about tarot, because I found it very digestible and very easy to follow. But she basically said that when you are getting into tarot, the way that you learn how to read the cards is to assign meaning to each of the arcanas. That's your baseline step, right? So she basically said that cards in the major arcana symbolize the big picture of fate or major lessons. So these are things and events that fall outside of your control. But these situations and lessons help us grow. Whereas the minor arcana refer to things that are day-to-day activities. They're about our routine. They're things that are within our control and about people who might be influencing certain situations. So when you are reading, just think of major arcana, things, events, minor arcana, day-to-day people.
Mm-hmm.
Major arcana, fated, minor arcana, within your control. Basically, like fated and other situations where your free will still comes into play and you can still kind of mold the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really interesting because, I was like, I'm just like, just tell me if he's coming back.
Yeah.
But now I have so much more insight.
The minor arcana has like a lot of cards because I believe
Yes,
it's
it's
50.
most of them.
Yeah, it's 56, right, Summer? So you have 56 minor arcana cards, and then for your major arcana, you have 22 cards. So
Yeah, so you have 56. So you have 78 cards total. 56 will be minor arcana, and then 22 major arcana. You number them. The Fool is numbered 0, but there's still 22 major arcana, even though you'll count 21.
Got it. Yes, and then with my notes too, so if you like basic stuff, so like if you have a card that's like reversed, that's supposed to apparently represent delays and blockages, and then the suits have elemental energy too, which I didn't know. So like
I
wands would
didn't know
be
that
wands would be fire energy, and that's considered masculine energy as well. Cups would be water and feminine energy. Swords would be air and masculine energy, and then pentacles would be earth and feminine energy.
When
And
I
I
was
was like, oh my
reading
god,
that,
I see the astrology. I see it.
Yeah.
when I was
Oh, that's astrology.
yes, I love the astrological connection because that actually helped me be able to make more sense of things. But when I was reading all of the symbolism behind each of the suits for the minor arcana, I'll just share the notes that I wrote for
Mhm.
Pentacles because I was like, earth signs always got the shaft in these things. So it says Pentacles represents the earth element and the material world, including money and possessions, work, security, and the physical body, home, and practical matters. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is this always assigned to earth signs? Like,
I
we
know.
want to be passionate about things too, like wands.
Not just the money.
I mean, I don't mind the money.
Yeah. It doesn't
I'm okay with the money.
With the money. But we can also ask Summer. I know that in the major arcana, some of the cards in the major arcana also carry specific energy that corresponds with specific zodiac signs, right?
Yeah, you're completely right. Yeah. So you have the minor arcana who, they have their elemental, as you guys just discussed. And then there's, I mean, we won't get into it right now, but the Decan, they also have like specific cards, like the 10 of Pentacles was, if that's the September 19th, it's like, it's Mercury and Virgo because of depending on the Decan wheel. But for the major arcana, what I love about the major arcana is it's also, people don't think it's super intuitive that like this is related to this astrology sign. But if you think about the strength card, that literally has a lion on it. Tell me what you think that card is representative of.
Leo.
Yeah.
Leo. And then you have the star, for example. You have an androgynous person with their one knee or one leg is in the water with the foot on the ground, and they're holding 2 water buckets. What do you think that is?
Aquarius.
Exactly. So you have a lot of the, if you actually look at some of the major arcana cards, it is super obvious what sign they are representing. You do have, because there is more major arcana cards than there are zodiac signs, you also have some that are representative of a planet. So for example, the Empress is Venus, and you can see that, it's a woman with all in touch with her feminine energy, is connected to, nature, and it's very like Aphrodite Venus energy. And then you also have some that are representative of just element, kind of like the pip cards or the minor arcana cards. So like, for example, Fool, that's like air, and then the Judgment card is about fire and all that. So
yeah, it's funny when you were talking about how like certain cards do represent the planets, because when I was making my notes, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't see that before, because I'm like, oh my god, like when you visually look at it makes sense. So like what I have for my notes is like, so the High Priestess would be linked to the moon, and then we
Correct.
have the Magician, which would be connected to the planet Mercury. Then we have the Empress, like you had mentioned, would be linked to the planet Venus. And then there's the Sun, which is obviously the sun. Duh. And then,
I'm sad.
Then we have the Tower, which would be associated with Mars. Wheel of Fortune, obviously Jupiter. The one that did shock me was the World. I wouldn't associate the World with Saturn, but I was like, oh, okay then. I didn't see
That's
that.
weird.
Yeah, I know. That's weird. I was
Yeah,
was shocked by
that's
that.
weird.
One that also shocks me is the moon is connected to Pisces versus the high priestess is
Cancer.
the moon. I find that funny that the moon is not connected just to the moon physically. It's just like, oh, it's
Yes,
actually
Why
Pisces.
yeah.
why is the chariot connected to Cancer?
Yes. Okay. Yes. And then okay, that's another thing too, because I'm going to go through the major arcana with the zodiac signs because we have Aries, that's the emperor. I'm like, okay,
Yep.
I could see that. We have the
Yeah,
Taurus.
bossy as hell.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that one makes complete sense to me.
And then we have Taurus, which is the Hierophant. Gemini, which is the lovers, because I was like, you're supposed to be siblings. Whenever I think of Gemini, I think of sibling energy. Sorry.
It is like, I think the lovers card is also a very confusing one for people because automatically people go straight to romantic relationships, but it also has to do with duality and choices, which is also very Gemini, like duality, balance, kind of that type of definition. So, but I know what you mean. Like, they're supposed to be siblings.
Romantic.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. And then like when he said chariot would be associated with the sign Cancer. Then we have Leo, the sign Leo would be associated with the card Strength. Virgo, the Hermit, which I could kind of see, but I would have put that with another sign.
That one fried me the way I laughed.
What?
I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
I don't know why, but I also, of all the cards, the Hermit is actually my favorite. I don't know what it is about the Hermit.
Interesting. I'd love to dig into that with you.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about the Hermit that I really do would like.
You like being at home.
Yeah, it's mysterious. I get a vibe that it's mysterious and it's very wise and really secretive, and it's just like it holds all the secrets of the world, but it's not going to share it with you, and it's just so like
I know you love that.
internalized. I don't know. There's something about the Hermit that I really like.
That resonates with Nicole.
Yeah, it resonates with me. And then we have Libra, which is associated with justice. Okay, that's obvious right there.
True, that one makes
Scorpio, can we guess what card that is?
That also made me
Death.
But I get it because when I was going through it, I was getting a tarot reading like every other week for the past like from like November till like June. I was deep in my tarot reading, and when I tell you the death card and the tower came up in every read, I was tired.
No. You're like, I'm just talking to leave.
I was like, why? What else do I have to do?
That card always scares people. The tower, and then death. And then
death.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like actual death. I know. I'm like, okay, I know it's about new beginnings. It's about rebirth. It's about starting over.
On.
Yes.
It's like,
exactly.
I got that, but I was like, damn, this is depressing.
Yeah. Yeah, because the card itself looks very intense, right?
Yes.
It's like lightning striking. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the tower is a bit, and that tower death that like they are, especially because major arcana, you know, as Winnie was mentioning earlier, like they are very big themes that you kind of can't control. So when you see these really like vivid big imagery, you're like, whoa. And like it doesn't necessarily mean these changes and things are super bad or negative. They are just a lot. That is a big transformation happening in your life. So it can feel very overwhelming when you see those cards.
Yeah, absolutely. And then with Sagittarius, we have Temperance.
Which I was like,
I know, but Capricorn, the devil.
I was like, yeah, valid.
That, yeah, I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so then we have Capricorn, which is the devil, which I think is also why goats are sometimes associated with like
demons
or like sacrifices. I don't know, because have you ever seen that movie, The Witch?
Black Phillip.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's like, it's The Witch, but the W is like, it looks like it's spelled with 2 V's, and it's with Anya Taylor. That's
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yes, I really like that movie. And yes, you have the black goat that talks to everybody. But he's actually the devil, Black Phillip.
Yes, Black Phillip.
Black Phillip. That's such a I think I'm going to rewatch that movie for spooky season. But yeah, Capricorn is associated with the devil. Then we have Aquarius, which is the star. And then last but not least, we have Pisces, which is associated with the moon. Which again, when you think of astrology, you think of the moon and then you think of Cancer.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
some of the astrological links make sense to me. But yeah, some certain things do.
I mean, I understand why Pisces would be associated with the moon, just because the moon really heavily relies on your intuition and kind of and your subconscious, and Pisces is like that is the Pisces domain and realm. So
Exactly.
I made the connection. I know that we talked about how cups in the minor arcana also kind of represent water sign themes. So I was like, okay, if we are assigning meaning to these suits based on like an astrologically significant thing, then I just feel like there's maybe too much depth happening sometimes, because how are you supposed to always pick out what is going on in the subconscious?
Yeah.
It's hard, especially if now we're dealing with these themes going back to the major arcana. Now it's like, okay, well, you can't escape the fate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now what do we
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
It's like,
I find it really interesting because, like, I think with how the moon is in tarot, I think the high priestess is very kind of Cancer intuitive energy. So that being the moon makes sense. With the moon, the actual card in tarot, it has a lot to do with like illusions and things not being as they actually seem. And so I think that's where like Pisces, as someone who's dated too many Pisces men who love to be mysterious and elusive, I'm like, no, that checks a little bit for me that it's a Pisces connected to the moon card and tarot. But the moon, the planet being connected to the high priestess makes a lot of sense.
See, even the way that you were describing the moon card it sounded like you're using all the keywords that you would use to describe Neptune. Like that's very Neptunian, right?
Yeah,
Like all
that's
about
true.
the illusions and like murky waters, and like you're not really, what you're seeing is like not really what's there, right? So
yeah,
but the
they don't use any of they don't have Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto connected to a specific card.
From what I saw, a lot of tarot readers have connected the Hanged Man to Neptune, and I was like,
oh, and then what about Uranus?
I actually didn't look for Uranus, but apparently Pluto was connected to Judgment, which was another card that kept coming up in my readings.
Oh my god, damn.
Girl, I told you it was an intense time.
Yeah, that is an intense time. I think Uranus, if I've read correctly before, they do it to the Fool. Uranus is connected to Fool.
Oh, interesting.
That was the one
interesting.
That was left.
Summer, do you watch anime at all? Have you ever watched it?
I don't watch too much anime, unfortunately.
Okay. Because I always think about, anytime I talk to somebody that's into astrology, we can all kind of agree most of the time. We're like, yo, it's definitely Sailor Moon that got me into astrology. Like, and when I think of
I love Sailor Moon though.
And when I think of tarot, I think of Card Captors.
Yes.
That was such a good anime. And I was so obsessed with the fact that she had to find these cards, and then she would use the cards to help find other ones. And then going back to the Hermit, when I think of the Hermit, I always think of like the shadow card. I don't know if you know what the shadow card looks like. It looks like the Hermit. And I thought, I don't know, girl. I love the Hermit card. There's something about it that I like. So.
Hey, the Hermit is my astro card because I'm a Virgo, so I'm connected to the Hermit. So,
oh my gosh, yes. And then mine would be the Emperor, but the Hierophant, I don't know much about a Hierophant. Is that like a teacher?
Yeah, so because I didn't grow up religious and I didn't really understand the power of the Hierophant, I've always called it the teacher or the mentor. That's kind of how I use it as. So like when it comes up in a reading, I'm just like, okay, I need to like reach out to someone who can teach me, or I need a mentor, or I need to like unlock a type of learning that I don't know myself. I need to go take a class or do something else to kind of get that wisdom. Whereas the Hermit, where you're talking about, that's something you find in yourself and you learn those teachings on your own time or through meditation or, doing some internal work versus external work. So the Hierophant is external learning, whereas the Hermit is internal learning.
And it looks like a pope.
It does, right? Definitely. So,
yeah,
I'm curious, Summer, do you have a favorite card in the deck too as well?
Oh, I have plenty of favorite cards. I would say my number one is the sun because one, my name is Summer.
I love
Two,
the sun too because it has a baby in
it has a baby, and Julie just had a baby. But no, and it's also the 19th card of the tarot, which my birthday is September 19th. So I have like a lot of love for the sun. I love Nine of Pentacles. That's why when I saw Hunty, I was like, okay, giving me Nine of Pentacles vibes. Because it's all about just like being like, as a woman, I just always feel like, yeah, I'm gonna spend this on myself. I've come to like almost the completion of like doing everything that I want. We love the 10 of Cups because that's like all like that's just like complete fulfillment. Tens are like all about fulfillment and completion, and feeling just like very full. I was trying to think if there was any cards that are maybe which I get that might be controversial of me liking. I would say because you like the Hermit, which is definitely like a alternative one to like. I I tend to like when I get the the Eight of Cups. Actually, the Eight of Cups is the one that people probably wouldn't be like, why do you like that? Because I feel like the Eight of Cups is when you see it, your glasses are still full. Like you're not leaving a situation because it's gone bad. It just is no longer serving you. And so it's like, okay, I've done that. I'm moving on to greater things. And so I kind of like that. I'm like, okay, I'm not leaving a situation because it was bad. I'm leaving a situation or just because it's time to move on. So I like that reminder in that card as well.
Ooh, how about you, Winnie? Do you have a card that you like?
Well, ever since I did my birthday tarot a couple of years ago, I found out that the tarot cards for like my birth date, month, day, year are the Lovers and the Devil.
Really?
Yes.
Are you numerology? Like, does it add up to 6? You're in numerology?
Yeah, I'm a 6.
Okay, that makes sense because those are two. The Lovers is the 6th card, and then the Devil is 15, and so 1 + 5 = 6. So that makes sense.
Yes. So because I am a number 6 life path, those are the 2 tarot cards that are meant to guide my journey in life.
Interesting.
It's funny because I've never had them come up in a reading.
Oh, interesting too. That you've never seen either of them, eh?
Nope.
Do you know what they look like? Have you seen them side by side?
I have.
Yeah, because when you look at them, they are basically almost the identical cards from like a visual perspective, but you have one, the Lovers, which is very light and loving and positive, and then
bright.
the Devil card is kind of darkness, but it's like, so I feel like those cards for you, it's like, for one, you have those healthy bonds, because when you look at the Lovers card, those are healthy bonds or choices that you can make that are going to further your life. But then you have the Devil, which, is more, not unhealthy bonds, but more challenging bonds. So like deciding like, okay, I know this is bad for me. I know I have this chain around my neck and I can take this chain off my neck at any time. But so you have this like tug of war of like the type of choices and bonds that you make. It's like, the right choices to make.
Like the Lovers are my relationships with my friends, and then the Devil is my relationship anytime I get into a romantic relationship with a man.
Yeah, interesting.
Basically.
Oh, what's your numerology, Nicole? What's your birthday, like, your birthday?
Life path.
How do I find that out? Do I just type in life path calculator?
Well, even if like, what's the month? Like, you go like, what's your month like that you were born in?
March, so it'd be number 3.
And then your birthday?
Your birthday too.
It would be the 27th.
So 2 + 7 + 3 is 15, and then the year you were born.
Oh my god! She's also a 6.
Also 6.
Yeah,
okay, well,
Nicole's cards are also the Lovers and the Devil.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Well, you know what? It's interesting that you also said, Winnie, about your friends, because 6 is also about like family and connections and like, just connections. It's like a very positive, like 6 in general is a very positive number in like numerology and in tarot, other than everyone's kind of worried about the Devil card. But in the tarot, you have the 6 of Wands, which is all about celebrating you and like in recognition. And then you have the 6 of Cups, is all about like nostalgia. Like it's a very positive number. I mean, I'm a numeral, like my life path is 5. So in tarot, that's like the one number you don't want because it's all about challenges.
Really?
Shoot.
Oh,
I'm a 5. But 5 is actually in the numerology. It's all about adventure and communication. I mean, I'm in marketing, so I think it makes sense because I can
yeah,
never.
business, and it's shitty that it's challenging in tarot because I've always been jealous of life path 5s. Life path
Really?
6s, every time I read about how, oh, you're so good to other people and you're such a giver, and I'm like, I don't want to give anymore.
I just want to get.
I want to get for once.
I want to take.
I want to take.
Yeah, it's funny because the 6 of Pentacles is literally like you giving to charity. It's like giving.
Okay, so
Like,
it sounds
you're
like 6.
no.
It sounds like 6 is giving fucking Pisces energy, and I'm not here for it. Annoyed. Oh,
It's like Life Path 5 sounds fun as hell, and same with Life
It
Path
is fun.
1.
oh,
Yeah,
Life
5
Path 1. Let's see, Life Path 1.
I don't think I know any Life Path 1s. I know my dad is like a 3, and I think my mom is a 4 or a 7. I don't remember.
my fiance is a 7 and he's just like he wants solo. I'm like, let's party.
Like, let's have fun. He's like, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna have fun actually. I'm like,
Aw.
please.
Honestly, if that's correct, then it sounds like my mother is a 7.
Yeah, they're very inward. They're always like thinking. They like their alone time. Yeah, and it's also like with sevens and tarot, it's also kind of like you're going on this next spiritual path of like the next step, and you're halfway through the challenge and almost completion, but you're not quite there yet. You're still kind of like figuring things out. You still have choices. Like you have like the 7 of Cups, which is like, oh, am I going to choose this or am I going to choose that? Oh, I could also go this way. So it's like, yeah, they're always inward and stuff. I'm going off a tangent there.
What is your fiance's sun sign? What's his big 3? Do you know his big 3?
Yeah, he's a Scorpio.
Oh.
So he's a Scorpio, he's a Virgo moon and a Gemini rising. And so, yeah, I'm a Virgo sun. So I think Virgo moon and Virgo sun is good. And he's a Virgo Venus. So having my sun and his Venus, I think is good.
Nice. But he's a
Yeah,
Scorpio
so
sun, you said.
Yeah, Scorpio sun. And then I'm a Scorpio
So it's
rising and moon.
conjoining her moon
Ooh.
and in her first house.
Yeah.
Ooh. Honestly,
Yeah.
most Scorpio suns I've met are actually homebodies too.
So homebodies.
They actually are. Yeah. It's so Scorpios are always so hard to read because, you know, we always associate them as the water sign, but then I do associate them with fire, right? Before Pluto, I do associate them with Mars. So I guess like people are always like, oh, they're so sensitive and emotional. And I'm like, they'll pop off on you. They'll hurt your feelings. They're volatile. Like they actually are.
They respond. You know how like Cancers respond with tears and Pisces like to like retreat when they got their feelings hurt. And Scorpios like to go off. They're like, okay, tit for tat, bitch. I'm gonna hurt you back.
Yes, like
they're spicy. They're spicy.
They are
like
spicy water sign for sure.
They are. I like what I think of tarot. Like they're definitely the King of Cups, which is like because we have like with the cups, they're obviously represented by the water signs, and I would always say the Scorpio is the king because he can keep his emotions to himself. Like he's very like on hold with his emotions, knows when to bring it out, knows how to like keep it to himself because he's in power of his emotions. But then like he is also like top. He's gonna be able to like break you down if he wants to. He has those words. He's been festering over what he wants to say for a very long time.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, wow.
I was just looking at my last tarot reading because I got it done virtually. And she did a past, present, and future reading for me. And girl, oh my god. When I tell you guys I was going through it, this is why, okay? So these are the cards she pulled for my past reading.
Okay.
So she pulled the Knight of Swords. And then she pulled the 9 of Cups. and then
past too as well?
for past,
Okay.
and then she pulled judgment, and this was for my past reading.
Okay.
So when she pulled that, she's like, okay, whoever this person was in your life that was like breaking you down and making you question yourself, sounds like they were very demanding, but not in a forceful way, just kind of like in the background, in like a judgmental way. So when she said that, I was like, true. And then she pulled the judgment card, and she's just like, oh, I think we hit on something. And I was like, you did.
I know, look at Summer. So she's moving. She's just like, okay, I see. She's moving along.
My chest.
Oh my god.
Yeah. She's like, it's okay. That part is over. But then when she pulled my present reading, she pulled the 9 of Cups again.
Oh, so she did a reshuffle for each one? That's what it was.
She did a reshuffle for all of them. And I was like, oh. So she pulled reshuffle, but then instead of the Knight of Swords, she pulled Queen of Swords, and then she pulled the 8 of Swords. I was like, why are there so many swords in this reading?
Yes, okay, and let me refer. Swords, air and masculine energy. Okay, I think I'll follow it. So
yes.
Let's pull up my notes. So damn, you were getting a lot of swords.
Yeah, what? A lot of swords. Air masculine energy. I'm gonna cut this out, but my ex is a fucking Libra moon and rising. So I was just like, I was like, clearly this has a specific person in mind. Yeah. I was like, so this is why there's all these swords in my reading.
Yeah. The Knight of Swords is definitely Libra energy.
Oh gosh.
And this is why I hate them.
This was for your what about your future? What did she pull for your future?
My future got so much better.
Okay.
So for my future, I got the 8 of Pentacles reversed. And then I got the 3 of Swords also reversed. Good. And then I got the 10 of Wands. And she's like, girl, you are busy.
Oh.
She's like, there will be opportunities to heal, because obviously you're still hurt about everything that happened in your past. But she's just like, this shows me that the only way out is through, but be careful not to undertake a bunch of tasks just to avoid your emotions. Because when she pulled the 10 of Wands, she's just like, you're taking on a lot, so just be careful not to burn out.
Yeah. Because
the crash out will be bigger if you burn out and then you crash out because of all of the emotional shit that you're avoiding. And I was like, I don't like this reading.
Oh, God.
but like, read me for filth, right?
Yeah. And it resonated too, right?
It did.
Which is important.
Yeah. Summer, what did you think?
Well,
because I feel like I kept you pretty updated.
Yeah, no, it was interesting because like I felt like when you pulled the Queen of Swords, 9 of Cups, and 8 of Swords, that it was actually like with the 9 of Cups and the Queen of Swords, it's like, okay, you went from a 9 of Cups and Knight of Swords, just made me feel like, okay, your things that were being controlled by a Knight of Swords, like that guy. And then when it came to your present, it was like you were in control of your own emotions, and like the things that you were wishing for were coming into fruition. However, the 8 of Swords was you had your blindfold on, so it was kind of telling you like, hey, you have, like, your wishes can come true. You have the power. You have the sword in your hand now. You've taken what he was taking from you. You took that sword back. But now it's up to you to, like, use that sword, rip off that blindfold, like, slice that blindfold and, like, go forward. And then coming into the present, I love seeing, like, the 3 of Swords. Like, when you look at it, it's like the 3 of Swords are, like, falling out. So, like, your broken heart is what they were, like, you know, they were all pierced. Those swords are coming out. You're now able to heal. But now you're taking what I think you had the 10 of Wands, and what was the other card?
The 10 of Wands and
8 of Pentacles reversed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the 8 of Pentacles reversed.
I would say for that, it's just like you are still, even though the heartbreak is now kind of like coming out of it and you're able to kind of move forward, you are still carrying some of that baggage onward with you right now. And so like my reminder would be to you is to actually go back towards like the present. Make sure you're like slicing that blindfold off so you don't need to carry that baggage on with you. Like let that shit in the past, because that's drop it. Like drop the, if you look at the cards, like you're carrying all these wands, like drop it. And then I would probably have pulled like a clarifying card. It's like what's some advice for you on how to like let go of that shit, because you don't need it. You don't need it anymore.
No.
Drop it. No.
So my question that I want to ask you too as well is like, okay, so I want to ask about the spreads that you kind of do when you're doing a reading before we get into that, because when she was talking to us about her reading, she had one card that was reversed. Which card was it?
Yeah, I had the Eight of Pentacles in reverse,
okay,
and the Three of Swords was also reversed.
Okay, so it was one card when she was saying that it was reversed. So I feel like if people know a little bit about tarot, they usually look at the reversed card as like, ooh, like that's bad. Like even before I even knew much about tarot, everyone's like, oh my God, reverse card. Like, oh my God, is this bad? But when she said that she had a reverse card, you were like, okay, good. Like you actually were just like glad to hear that. So I think we should like talk a little bit about reversed cards, because I think reverse cards in tarot readings kind of have a bad rap, but I don't think that it necessarily means something bad or like actual blockers. I don't know. I would like to hear a little bit more about reverse cards and their energy that they bring.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, when she was talking about it was the Three of Swords, I was like, good, because what I'm picturing it is like the tarot reader at first was talking to her about how this person was taking advantage of her, and she got the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords upright is a heart with three swords piercing it. So when you look at that, you're like, that sucks. That looks like a heartbreak. But when I picture it upside down, it looks like those knives are about to fall out. So for me, that's like, okay, now you're healing now. Those things are coming out. I like to look at them a lot visually when I look at a spread. I know that wasn't your question about the reverse, but I will look at how the faces are looking at each other. Like, is the King of Wands looking this way? Is he looking towards this card? Like, how are they facing? What symbols are close to each other? So I'm looking at everything. And so with the reversed card, it can mean a block. It could mean the complete opposite. So, for example, if we were to say, let's say the Hermit, your favorite card, right? If it's upright, it's like, okay, internal wisdom, taking some time for yourself, very positive associations of being by yourself. If it was to reverse, you might do kind of the negative associations with that, which I would think of like loneliness and like feeling like no one likes you or something like that. So those could be negative associations. You could do the sun, which wouldn't be a complete negative. I would say if the sun was reversed, I would just be like, okay, it's still a happy moment, but maybe not as joyful. Actually, the devil card I read most of the time. So when I read the devil card upright, I'm reading it like, okay, you have some like some habits that maybe you need to get rid of, but you're kind of, something's holding you back or someone's holding you back. When it's reversed, I'm kind of like, actually, you need to take a risk. You need to have a little bit more fun. Like you're not actually doing as much fun. So it really also depends on the tarot reader. Some tarot readers don't read reversals at all. Sometimes, the card can be a block, but how I read a reversal really depends on the other cards around it. So I might be like, okay, this card is giving me this energy, so I'm actually going to read this reversal different. Same with upright. The way I read a card that's going to be upright could change every single reading.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like there's also like storytelling a little bit too. I don't know. I think that's really cool that you look at it visually too as well. You're like, okay, there's layers to it. Like I know the astrology, I know the numbers, I know the meaning, but now I'm also combining with what I'm interpreting visually too as well, right? Especially when you said, you know, the two cards are looking at each other, or like with that card, what was it, Three of Swords? If it was reversed, again, like I don't really know much. Haven't really dabbled in tarot in years, but I definitely wouldn't have looked at it as like, okay, like the swords are falling out now. Like this is a good sign. But I do remember when I
Mhm.
first started dabbling in it, for sure, I was like, oh my God, the devil, and it's reversed. My life is done for. But it's so nice to hear that you're like, no. I love the I love hearing you say like, no, girl, like reverse devil means that like you are not having enough fun and you're not taking enough risks. Like live life a little bit. Like go out and get drunk one night. Like, you know what I mean?
Eat the cupcake, like eat, like do so, yeah. So that's how I like to read it, and yeah, I think as you mentioned, like reversals do have their bad rep, but like it's just how you read it and how the visual. Like I always read tarot. I'm looking at it like, okay, yes, there's other layers, but what am I seeing visually? Is there colors? Am I seeing a lot of red? Does that mean like fiery passion, or am I seeing a lot of yellows? Is that like joy? Or you can look at like other things. Like I'm looking at the King of Wands because it's right in front of me. I'm like, what is that salamander that I'm seeing right there? What does that say to me? Right? Like, what's that salamander? I know, I think it's a death card, if I remember correctly, it has a snail in it. And I'm like, okay, the change is going to be super slow. But no, not many people realize there's a snail on that card. So that could be completely missed. Sometimes I look at tarot cards, and I've been practicing for over a decade, and I will still notice things that I've never seen in a card, which is also super exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I could speak the same thing too for astrology too as well. Like if you're ever looking at your own birth chart, someone might be like, "Oh, like I'm an Aries," and then when people are like, "Oh, well, I don't see that in you," and you're like, "Okay, but like I have all of these my personal planets in this one specific house, and they're all at these other degrees, and then they're squaring or they're making trines with other houses and planets." So the
Mhm.
energy is just like there's so many layers to it too as well. And same thing too, like I will look at my birth chart and I'm just like, oh, I never noticed this before. And now I am. So it just, I love that there's so many layers to it and you're constantly like learning and growing. Like, I think that's what makes it, I don't know, it's just so much more fun and interesting and like a little bit addictive too as well. Like, I just love learning about myself. And so I'm sure you could probably say the same too about tarot. You're just like, oh my God, there's a
Yeah.
snail in this card. I
Yeah.
never noticed.
I was like,
Going on in the death
Oh
card.
yeah, Winnie has it pulled up on her phone right now.
I'm
So.
like, what the hell?
I'm like, where's my death card? I want to like look at it right now. But I was just like, I remember the first time I noticed that the snail, and I was just like, yeah, I see it. Like you can see it's so small, and it barely even looks like a snail. Maybe it's not even a snail. It could even be a trumpet. But I read it as a snail at the time.
Yeah. No,
Because that to me, that
yeah, I can totally see that. Yeah.
it may not even be a snail, and it's like you can interpret things in ways in different times,
Yeah.
right? Like, but there's so much going on in the death card. Like you see the sun coming up in the back, and you're like,
Love
okay,
that.
like
It's like this will pass.
Yeah,
this
that's
will
what it is.
pass.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's and I like to see like the death card. I just think of as seasons. It's the fall, the like in autumn, our leaves are falling, but that doesn't mean that this tree is dead. It just means that like, there's a new chapter coming for it, and then it's going to rise again. And even when the one thing that's inevitable with humans is we're all going to die, but our energies are still existent. Energy doesn't go anywhere. We're still gonna be in some capacity here, just in a different chapter, whatever that is, because we don't know as humans. But like, anyway, getting to
No, but like I totally agree with that too because I feel like astrology, like tarot and astrology have the same thing where like people are really scared if they were to see like the death card or the devil card or like or the tower. And the same thing with astrology when people are looking at birth charts, they're like, oh my God, like Pluto and Scorpio is in this house and like my seventh house is empty, so that means I'm never gonna find love. And it's like, no, like why are we
No,
jumping
if
to
you
that
have
too? Yeah.
Saturn in the seventh, you're never gonna find. I'm kidding.
Oh my
I'm kidding.
but also, yeah, when I think of those cards, I think of those energies too, where people like get really freaked out and they're like, oh my God, what does it mean if I have Pluto in the first house? Does that mean that like I'm gonna die? And I'm just like, okay, girl, you need to like relax, tone it down.
yeah,
Okay. Like you don't have to jump
yeah.
to the negative things too as well. So I can kind of see like the connection there. I'm
Mhm.
curious, like, what do you think as a reader, as a tarot reader that's been doing this for years, like, what's the number one card that you have seen through experience that like freaks people out the most, and where they like automatically get a bad reaction from?
I think the death card is probably the one that people get freaked out the most. They're like, oh, that's not good. I think the one that I am always like, the one that I don't like myself receiving is the Tower, because I'm like,
Oh.
not that it's a bad card, but I'm just like, there's something, like something that's gonna be unexpected and I might not be ready for it, but it's happening regardless.
It shakes your world
But
a
it
little
is.
bit.
It shakes your world a bit, and like it's tearing down a building, but it's good. It's giving room for something better to be built, but it's you're never ready for it. You're just like, oh shit, this is happening. Like whether or not I want it to happen, it's happening right now. So that card is like the one that and people are like, oh, that doesn't look like a good card, but obviously because people are familiar with the word death, that's going to scare them, and because of media telling, whenever you see a tarot reader, they're like, someone's going to die, and it's just like, oh no. But
Or like in horror movies too, as well. In horror movies, when they always like to I've seen tarot show up in some horror movies where the woman pulls the death card, and then
everyone's
or
like,
the devil, and she's like, I can't do this reading. Leave. You'll know her family. Leave right now. Like, oh my god. Okay.
Exactly.
So media definitely plays a huge part, I think, into like bringing like that fear and anxiety.
I think
with
I
tarot
felt
cards.
the same way.
Really?
Before I started getting my cards read regularly, but now, because I agree with Summer, the card that I don't want to see ever is absolutely the Tower.
Shit.
Because what do you mean this is something that I can't change, that I have no control over, that's gonna rock my world and change, like it's gonna come in and rock my shit and there's nothing I can do about it? No, I do not want to pull the Tower.
Yeah.
I don't want to pull the Tower. I don't want to pull Judgment either, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
Because you're never the one doing the judging.
Yeah.
So I don't want it.
That's fair. I also want to know, what spreads do you normally do? Like, or is there, because I think there's a lot of different spreads. So when you mentioned past, present, and future, there's one called like, is it the
Celtic Cross?
Yes, Celtic Cross. I'm familiar with that one. So how do you go about choosing the spread for a client when you're doing a reading? Or is it just whatever calls to you?
It's literally whatever calls to me. Like someone will tell me the issue and I will, in my head, being like, okay, I'm going to pull a card for, let's say someone's coming to me for a love reading and they're like, he cheated on me and I want to know why did he cheat on me, and like, how do I move forward? And I'm like, okay, and I'm shuffling and I'm like, okay, I'm repeating the question in my head. I'm like, okay, what do I want to know? I want to know, okay, what energy did he bring to this relationship? Okay, that's going to be a card. What energy did she bring to this relationship? That's going to be a card. What was the reason behind the cheating? What lesson can she learn from this cheating? How can she take what lessons here for her next relationship? What does she want to look for in a partner in her next relationship? What warning sign? Like, so I'm just like continuously coming up with a card for each section, just based off the question that I get. Sometimes, if it's like a very quick past, present, future, I will sometimes do that. I don't really do the Celtic Cross that much. I've done it not really for clients. I don't ever really do it because I find it to be limited in what I want to do. I want to be very specific in the card placement. I might do a Celtic Cross once in a while for myself, but not really for clients. But I will do a past, present, future for clients. And I also do a lot of year ahead readings for everyone, for people, my clients. And so I'll just have like a card for every single month, a card for the year, and like I'll also add oracle cards and some other like runes or other modalities that I work with. But yeah, I would say I just do it on the fly is my long, short answer.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. I just like want to pick your brain, like, on like your readings and tarot. Like, I just feel like it's so interesting.
It is. Now I want to buy holistic tarot.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I want to get a deck now. I think I had one, but I don't know where she went now. So I don't know. Oh yeah,
there's so many. There's so many to get.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
When you go to Indigo, like when you go to the New Age section, it is like there is so many decks. Like I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah. I wouldn't know what to choose from. Again, I always say like just do whatever calls to you, I guess. Like that's probably easier.
I say like go with what calls to you. I would always recommend if someone is serious about getting into tarot and learning that I would go with the Rider Smith Waite deck. And I always say Smith, not just Rider Waite, because Pamela Coleman Smith is the artist and she doesn't get enough credit for her art. But that this one, which is like just because this is where you learn most of the symbolism and everything, and just like it's the deck. And then this one, which I showed you guys earlier, the Dawn Aquarius deck is inspired, but it just has like a different alteration. But if you want to go with any deck that you feel called to as well. But if you're serious about tarot, then you want to get at least one of your decks to be the Rider Smith Waite.
Ooh, okay, good tip. Because I was literally just about to ask, I'm like, what are some tips and advice that you can give our listeners that maybe finally want to start dabbling into tarot a little bit? Like, where would they start? Like, how would they navigate that? Is there any books that you would recommend? Anything that you'd give our listeners?
Yeah, well, one thing is I love that Winnie earlier mentioned the Tarot Lady because she is so accessible. She has this podcast that is unfortunately not on Spotify, but she has it on Apple Music. Is that what you call it? Apple Podcast, whatever.
Yeah.
It's called Tarot Bites, Bytes. It's literally 10-minute podcast of like a card, and then she tells you about it, and it's so accessible. And then also her blog is a great resource. Another blog that I started seriously reading like over a decade ago, so hopefully this isn't too outdated, but Biddy Tarot, Biddy Tarot.
Ooh,
Her blog.
I got weekly readings from Biddy.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Yeah, it gets sent to my email. I signed up for her
Yes.
newsletter.
I think it's such a good one. Again, very accessible. Like I think it's hard because there are some tarot podcasts out there that are a little bit more advanced. Like I think Lindsay Mack, she has one, but even sometimes I'm like, I don't really understand. But she's very advanced, but also comes from a very educated way. So I would say starting off with like Tarot Bites and Biddy. The book, this is the Bible. It's 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Rachel Pollack, R.I.P. But she is great. She has other books, but this would be like the Tarot Bible. I would recommend everyone to start with this one. There's some other, I have a ton of tarot books, but I would say that's number one. And then I didn't start off with having TikTok when I started, but there's a lot of great TikTok creators that are just like giving you little spill. Oh, Instagram, Spiral C Tarot. It's another Canadian tarot reader. She mainly does it off of threads, which like she'll post something on her Instagram story that will take you to threads, but she picks out like the symbols that I've never realized in a tarot card, or like similarities of like one tarot card to another, and you can see these parallels, and it's fascinating. So I would also follow Spiral C Tarot. I think she's from Ottawa or Niagara. She's from Niagara. But yeah, those are my beginner resources that I would say. And YouTube is a great resource as well.
Ooh, I love that. So how did you teach yourself? Was it all through with this too as well? Or was it just like practicing on like your friends or like maybe like with yourself?
Yeah, I had an injury when I was early 25, 26, 4, whatever, and I couldn't walk for 4 months. So all I did was like, what am I going to do with all this time where I can't do anything? Is I just dive deep. But yeah, it really was reading. It was doing readings on myself all the time, for my friends, just practice and just reading and but I'm like still learning tarot. Like it's a never, just like you were mentioning, Nicole, about like astrology, and like I'm still learning astrology too, but you're way more experienced with astrology than I am. But it's a continuum. You just are continuously learning. But yeah, you just do it and you teach yourself and you just continue to educate yourself.
Oh my gosh, amazing. I think I'm definitely gonna get back into it too as well. Like this episode definitely inspired me. We'll see where it takes me. But like, I don't know, like why not? Like I want to get back into
If you
it.
need some practice. Ooh, Reddit is also a great. If you want to do practice readings on strangers, go on Reddit. You can just be like, "Hey, I want to practice. Can I do a tarot reading on someone?" And you can do that as well. So if you ever, that's what I was also doing, is doing practice readings on Reddit.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Okay, that's a good idea.
Reddit really does have space for everyone.
Oh, Reddit has to answer for everything in life. Like, it really does.
Yeah.
True.
Anytime I have a question, I'll type it in the Google search bar and just
Reddit.
add Reddit right at the end.
Right? I was like, I needed opinions from real humans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, every time Reddit, that's exactly what I do.
So you're not doing readings right now, though, are you, Summer?
So I am. So the current clients who come to me all the time, so I still do them.
Okay.
I do year ahead readings. So if people want year ahead readings, I mean, I know we're coming up. I mean, Samhain is in 2 days from when we were doing this podcast, but yeah, if people want birthday readings or year ahead readings, that's typically what I do. I do like a 45 to hour reading of just like your year ahead, anything that you might see coming for you. TBD if I'm gonna open up just like question readings. I just feel like people like my year ahead readings and I like doing them. Whereas I felt like I was getting maybe overwhelmed with I have a question, and with my full-time jobs, but I love the year ahead readings. So I think I might open those back up for everyone rather than just a few clients.
Okay, amazing.
I mean, I don't care if any of you guys got readings. I'm getting my year ahead reading.
Yeah,
Good
absolutely.
luck to the rest of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Jenny, you are there. I can't believe I haven't read for you.
I know.
And I was wondering this whole time, I'm like, wait, has this not happened yet?
No, we haven't reached that level in our friendship yet.
Okay, well,
So we'll like unlock a new level of friendship.
yes. Good for you. Okay, well, I'm happy because then that means like our listeners can definitely maybe get a year head reading from you.
Yes, definitely.
I'm definitely interested in that too as well. So you might be
I would love to do it for you girls.
Oh my god. Yes, you might be hearing from me. So yeah, guys, I think we're coming to the end of our episode. I'm not sure if we have any more questions. Do you, Whitney? Is there anything else you want to pick at Summer's brain?
No, like I feel like, girl, like every time I thought I had a question, Nicole was just like, and then, no. You were on it. I really I believe it or not, guys, I don't like talking all the time.
Really? I would never guess that because you have such a nice voice and you're so like articulate when you speak.
No, I don't. I don't enjoy speaking all the time. So I actually really liked the fact that you were like, I have a question. I have a question. I have a question. And I'm like, yes, girl, keep it going. Yes, ask her. So you asked everything, literally everything that I had written down was brought up at some point. So I just felt so, I was like going to a lecture and just like, I was just so happy to be here.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Okay, yeah, because I didn't want to like take over, but yeah, the questions were just coming and I was like, and this, and another one. So, okay, so I'm happy that I was able to get some
all of my questions were answered by default, so I'm happy.
Well, honestly, Summer too, you were also just so like educational and just so patient. I think I was like shooting a lot. I didn't want this to feel like an interview, but this was like so interesting for me and I'm sure for some of our listeners too as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ladies, for having me. I had a blast chatting with you. I could chat with you guys about tarot, astrology, literally serial killers, whatever. I could talk to you about it all.
We're
love
also
chatting
into that. We're into all shit.
Yes, we are. So let's hopefully like plan another like girls' night outside of the podcast, and then we can carry on this conversation right in person
in a less formal setting.
Exactly.
Yes.
Not that this was super formal,
but again, we'll make sure we put. Sorry, I'm so sorry, babe.
Oh, you go.
I'll make sure that we put everything in the footnotes, but like please like drop all your like your Instagram handles and everything for our listeners and so they know where to find you.
Yes, so you can find me at my main page, which is at OH Summer Candy. If you were interested in my tarot stuff, I haven't updated this profile in a while, but I hopefully will put it back up into use. But that would have been at the.soul, SOL, SOUL, where I would talk about everything tarot connected to music and artists and bands and fun stuff like that.
Oh my god, yes. Side note, I sent you a follow request on Instagram, but I also went on your Linktree, and I think you have like a Spotify playlist.
Yes.
And I listened to it and I absolutely love it. And I really truly believe that you can get to know somebody outside of a conversation through their taste in music. I loved your playlist, just so you know. So I was like, okay, we're going to hit it off. Yeah.
Yes. Love that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
You've got great taste in music.
That's honestly the best compliment anyone could ever give me.
No, it is, because I just feel like it's such a cool way to like get to know somebody. You like just really like understand them on a deeper level. When you see their taste in music, I'm like, hey, this person's fucking cool. So yeah.
Thanks.
As always, guys, you know where to find us. You can follow us on Instagram. It's gonna be at Winestrology. Give us a follow, give us a like, or reach out to us, message us on Instagram. Or you can email us if you have any wine recommendations or topics that you want us to discuss. It's going to be hello@winestrology.com. And you can follow us on TikTok. It's going to be at Winestrology Winnie has some really good rants coming up soon.
People are just pissing me off.
And I can't wait to hear all about it. And once again, Summer, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It was amazing to have you on here. And girl, I can't wait for us to have drinks outside of the pod. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, much more wine to come.
Yes, we'll see you. But it's going to be after Mercury retrograde, if you don't mind, because I'm not.
Yes.
This Mercury retrograde has been very intense for me. How about you, Winnie?
No.
I mean, I'm good.
I'm so happy to hear that. At least somebody is thriving and doing well.
Listen, I've done my penance for Mercury retrograde. Now I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm leaving the house hella early. I'm getting places on time. Yeah. I'm triple checking all my documents. Like I'm prepared. So thus far, it has served me well.
Amazing. I'm gonna take this one. And as always, guys, thanks again for tuning in. And remember, stay tipsy,